Hello friends, I'm Self-Critical Automaton, this is Dark Souls. Welcome to this, I guess. What I'm going to try and do today is just see if I can get to the boss and, I'll try and wipe him out, but, no promises, because Manus is tough. Manus is very tough. Yeah, I can't remember if I got all of the loot last episode, but I'm not gonna bother hunting it all out, because I'm actually really not very well today. I wasn't going to record, but here I am, because I love you all very much. So, yeah. Something that bothers me about the Abyss is how I mean, I've mentioned before that it's inconsistently presented, but beyond that, I mean, when you... someone posted in the comments saying, what's up with, Artorias supposedly made a covenant with the beasts of the Abyss. What are the beasts of the Abyss, Well, this whole section is... To be honest, the DLC in general is kind of quite inconsistent with the rest of Dark Souls. I mean, the same attention and skill is applied to everything that they're doing, but it just doesn't quite gel with everything else we've seen. We are told that we need the Covenant of Artorias in order to traverse the Abyss. Artorias himself made the covenant with the beasts of the Abyss. The ring is the symbol of that. That's why when you go to fight the Four Kings, you need to have the Covenant of Artorias and be wearing it, because otherwise you die instantly as soon as you go into the boss room. So, if that's the Abyss, if the Abyss is so dangerous that you can't go into it without dying, unless you've, made a pact with the things that live there, what is this place? What is this strange thing that's consuming Ulasil? So, and I've been kind of thinking about it, and I think possibly the beasts of the Abyss are the humanity phantoms themselves. Because if you touch them, you get hurt. And as you can see, their existence is just nothingness, their emptiness. So, and Manus is the father of the Abyss, but this is observably not the Abyss that we see in the fight with the Four Kings. This is observably a different place. For one thing, it has a floor. And right up to and during the fight with Manus, that remains the case. You never, wow, I cannot figure out where to go. Maybe around here? Yeah, so, perhaps, we can see that there are different sizes of humanity phantoms. Manus's humanity is referred to as having gone wild. Perhaps the, secret truth is that the Abyss itself is one vast, giant humanity phantom. All of the humanity that is taken by the Abyss swells into one humanity sprite until it, what the Abyss is just the biggest humanity sprite. That's why it's pitch dark when you go in. And why it damages you constantly, because if you're inside a humanity phantom, it hurts. Ah, this is where we need to go. So yeah, I think that the beasts of the Abyss are the humanity phantoms themselves. And that, Artorias, I'll just have to take a quick break. And we're back. Yep, so... yeah, as I was saying, perhaps the covenant Artorias made was with the humanity sprites themselves. An interesting thought that's never occurred to me before is if you put on the Covenant of Artorias here, do they stop hurting you? Or do they at least stop chasing you? I just went down this, right? So where do I go then? Oh, I'm really confused. Manus, Manus, where are you? Manus, Manus, where are you? We got some work to do now. Ah, there's Manus. Or at least his fog door. Amazing treasure ahead. That's probably bullshit. It usually is. Well, okay, it's not always bullshit. There are certain specific circumstances under which it is not always bullshit. Yep. Here we have... Oh, I think this is another dark sorcery. Oh, a white titanite slab. Okay. Yeah, so there are slabs of the different colours of titanite, at least in this one. In this game, I mean. So yeah, the inconsistencies can therefore be explained by this being, you know, where we are now is not the Abyss. The Abyss is contained within each of these phantoms. I mean, I don't think they're separate abysses, I think they're all part of the same abyss. But the Abyss is not as yet fully manifested, it's just these individual sprites. Which is interesting because it means that the Abyss is perhaps contained within the soul of every human. Well, I say soul, I mean within the humanity of every human. Or perhaps it's only the souls of those whose humanity has, and I quote, gone wild, since that's what happened to the humans of this place. But supposedly, the bloatheads are the humans whose humanity have gone wild, so are the humanity sprites the end state of that? Or, anyway, here we go, time to try and fight the boss. I'm probably going to die horribly. Ah! Incidentally, Sif is noticeable as being the only summon in that you summon in outside of the boss room. Sorry, inside of the boss room. Every other helper NPC you summon outside of the boss room, and you wait for them to summon in, and then you go into the boss room and they come with you. We actually have to find and bring in Sif within this. So, notice his horns are curiously sort of stony or woody. Much like the, where's Sif's summon sign? Much like the... Oh dear. I really should not have wasted that, zappy zap, zip zap. There we go, summon sign. That's not a summon sign, that's a rock. Ah! That's not a summon sign, that's a rock. Anyway, yeah, so, it resembles the Four Kings, the horns on Manus' face. Where the hell is... Sif, where are you? I rescued Sif, where is... Sif's fucking summon sign? I'm not fighting this guy alone. Come on. This is bullshit. I must have circumnavigated this thing now. Did I miss something? Oh, is that it? Over there I see a shiny. That's the one. Oh well, that's the end of that. And we're back. I mean, I'm not quite back at the boss room yet, but... You know, close enough for government work, as they say. I'm not going to bother wiping out each of these guys as I go. I don't know if they chase you forever. Most of the NPCs in Dark Souls don't. Okay, this was the wrong way. I have chosen poorly. Yeah, so... I got killed. It's okay, it happens to the best of us. You know? Nobody's made of never getting killed. His old spooky face. Glad he didn't try and zap me, because I am going to need all the Estus I have. Incidentally, just as an aside, I think it's interesting that the Souls games have got easier over the course of the series. I thought perhaps this was just because I'm better at playing them now. I understand what they want from me as a game. But in actuality, you know, after playing Dark Souls 3 a bunch, coming back to play Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 1 is just harder than Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 3. Which is interesting, don't you think? Which is not, and it's not to say that the later games are easier either, but, you know. I cannot get through, even now, I cannot get through a run of Dark Souls 1 without dying a bunch of times on bosses. In Dark Souls 3, I managed to beat most of the bosses in the game on my first try. To be fair, I did have a lot of help, but, you know, that doesn't necessarily matter. That, whoa, fuck. He just uses melee attacks until he gets down to about 60% health, and then he starts using dark attacks, which are bad for me, because they're dark, and I don't have much dark resistance. Come on, Sif, let's fuck him up. He is weak to lightning, as you can probably tell. Fuck. Oh, that dodge timing. Oh, I'm amazing at this game. She says immediately before getting trashed. So yeah, apparently the reason why Manus sucks you into the past is because he has been, ever since he was woken up by the people of Ulasil, he has been seeking his lost silver pendant, which you find, and so he reaches through time to grab it and recover it. If I run out of pine resin, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. It's going to make this fight a lot harder. So yeah, Sif is not amazing, but her damage output is her damage output isn't much, but it's enough to distract him occasionally, which is good because it gives you an opening. Also, unlike most enemies in this game with tails, or bosses rather, most bosses with tails, you can't cut off his tail. You don't get any bonus loot for a tail cut. Oh boy. Let's quickly 2 clugs, and then I've heard people say that his handy thing is on the end of his tail, but I don't think it is. I think his tail is just long and thin, like a rat tail. Yeah, there's not much more to say beyond this is fucking difficult. When he starts doing dark magic, that's when the trick is to... oh shit. If you activate it as an item, it puts a shield up for like 2.5 seconds, which is just enough to block most of the dark magic, or all of the dark magic attacks if you use it at the right timing. It's the timing that makes it difficult though. As you can see, because I just fucked it up again. A few hits in. As you might notice, Sif does actually use the same attacks as when you fight Sif later as a boss, or earlier I suppose. Later, earlier, I mean it's time travel, you know. I can't help but be reminded of the... oh, what the shit? No, stop! Fucking hell, that was close. My computer decided to flash up a message that bumped me out of Dark Souls. Is Sif dead? That would be a problem. Nope, there's Sif, hooray! So as I was saying, Sif noticeably uses the same... Oh fuck, that's it, I'm dead. Okay, I'm gonna blame that completely on my computer deciding that that was when it wants to pop up a thing about the installation. To be fair, I probably shouldn't have been doing this while installing a different program, but, you know, it takes ages. What am I supposed to do? And I've only got 1 gold pine resin left. Dear oh dear oh dear. What am I gonna do about this mess, huh? So yeah, it's completely not my fault. Definitely, absolutely, completely not my fault. What are you gonna do? See you later, guys. Bye!